With the Clone Wars Season 7 Episode 9 being released on Disney Plus as one of the greatest episodes in Clone Wars history, many of you may be wondering, where did the Mandalorian Super Commandos wearing their distinctive red and black armor come from, and who are they led by? I'm going to break down exactly how the Mandalorian Super Commandos group was created and their significance to the Siege of Mandalore. So before we dive deep into it, remember to smash the subscribe button to be notified as soon as I release my Clone Wars Season 7 Episode 10 recap and explainer video. The Mandalorian Super Commandos were Mandalorian warriors that served former Sith Lord and contested leader of Mandalore, Darth Maul. Following the collapse of the pacifist Mandalorian government led by Duchess Satine Kryze, leader of Deathwatch and holder of the Darksaber Pre Vizsla reclaimed the rulership of Mandalore with the help of Maul and his brother Savage Opress, returning the planet to the warrior ways of its past. His reign over Mandalore, however, was short-lived, with his alliance with Maul breaking down, eventually leading his former ally to challenge him to a traditional Mandalorian duel that would decide the one truly worthy holder of the Darksaber and the rulership of Mandalore. Maul of course won this duel, claiming the Darksaber and taking the rulership of Mandalore for himself. Despite being the rightful ruler of Mandalore under Mandalorian tradition, his status as leader was disputed by Bo-Katan Kryze, the second in command to the slain Pre Vizsla. Bo-Katan believed that an outsider should never rule Mandalore and that only those of Mandalorian blood are worthy to hold the title of Mandalore. This caused a rift within Deathwatch, with Bo-Katan and those loyal to her breaking off from the group to create a rival organisation known as the Night Owls. Because of this split, Deathwatch was dissolved, leaving those loyal to Maul to create a new group known as the Mandalorian Super Commandos. Maul's Super Commandos continued to use their traditional Mandalorian Beskar armor, but modified its appearance to reflect their new allegiance to Maul. In addition to painting their armor in the colors of their new leader, red and black, some Super Commandos chose to add Zabrak horns to their helmet to honor their leader. As these two new splinter groups formed from the remnants of Deathwatch, their struggle to take control of Mandalore plunged the planet into a period of violent and fierce civil war. Before long, however, former Master of Maul, Darth Sidious, notices the raging war on Mandalore and deems it a threat to his power. This forces Sidious to travel to Mandalore and confront his old apprentice. After a long duel with his former master, Maul is captured and imprisoned on the remote world of Stygian Prime in the galaxy's most impenetrable prison. In the aftermath of Maul's capture, his second-in-command and puppet Prime Minister Olmec sends top commandos Gar Saxon, who you may know from Rebels, and Rook Kast to begin a rescue mission to Stygian Prime, hoping to free their leader. If you want to hear the full story on how exactly Maul was broken out of the galaxy's toughest prison, check out the video in the comments below which covers the full events of the Son of Dathomir comics. After Maul's dramatic rescue and escape from Stygian Prime, he is taken to the Mandalorian outpost on Zanbar, where he rallies his Super Commandos and ensures that they are still loyal to him. Only moments after his arrival on Zanbar, a separatist fleet led by General Grievous forces Maul's Super Commandos into action to defend their base of operations. Despite putting up a fierce fight, Maul's Super Commandos that were based on the ground suffered heavy losses and were forced to call in the aerial Super Commando squad to destroy Grievous's army. Maul and his forces only barely escaped from Zanbar, but not without heavy losses and the loss of a strategically important base of operations. Maul's Super Commandos then regrouped with the rest of Maul's Shadow Collective forces and journeyed to the planet Ord Mantell, where the Black Sun Crime Syndicate were based. Again, shortly after arrival on the planet, Grievous's forces managed to track down their location and begin laying siege to the planet. Maul's defense of the planet was initially a shocking failure, causing the majority of the Super Commandos to be rounded up, ready to be executed. Luckily for his forces, Maul and Rook Kast were able to sneak aboard Grievous's ship and disable the entire droid fleet, saving thousands of his commandos from execution. Although he saved many of his men, the other members of the Shadow Collective were beginning to doubt Maul's ability to ensure the safety of his troops. Following that, the Super Commandos were again called into action on a Mandalorian asteroid base in the Mid-Rim as Republic forces became aware of Maul's presence at the location, including his very high-value prisoner, Count Dooku. The Super Commandos fought the Republic forces led by General Obi-Wan Kenobi and Tip Lee, causing many Republic casualties. After Dooku was able to kill General Tip Lee on the asteroid base, the Mandalorian Super Commandos fired their stun rockets at the Jedi Generals, allowing their escape from the base. Despite escaping, many of Maul's Super Commandos were left behind and taken prisoner by the Republic. Once again, the high amount of casualties incurred by Maul caused further fracturing in his relationship with the Shadow Collective. After their escape from the asteroid base, the Super Commandos followed Maul to Dathomir, where he hoped to protect his mother, Talzin, from an incoming attack by Sidious. Unfortunately, Sidious was able to break through Maul's Super Commando defenses, allowing General Grievous to slaughter Mother Talzin, leaving Maul in tears. This marked another monumental loss for Maul, including the deaths of many of his Super Commandos. The loss of Dathomir became the final straw for the members of the Shadow Collective, with each of them pulling their support for Maul. This finally leads us to where we are right now with the Siege of Mandalore. In Clone Wars Season 7 Episode 9, Maul's Super Commandos regrouped in the capital city of Mandalore, Sundari, in preparation for an incoming invasion by the Republic. Prime Minister Olmec, Gar Saxon and Rook Kast continued to lead the Super Commando forces as Maul hid in the shadows awaiting the return of his old enemy Obi-Wan Kenobi. Unfortunately for him, Kenobi never arrived, leaving the Super Commandos to defend the capital against Bo-Katan's Night Owls and the 332nd Company of the 501st Legion, led by Ahsoka Tano and the now Commander, Rex. As of right now, it seems to be an evenly matched fight between Maul's Super Commandos and Bo-Katan's forces, but we'll have to see how that progresses as the Siege of Mandalore arc continues. That was the complete history of the Mandalorian Super Commandos. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to be notified as soon as I release more Siege of Mandalore and Clone Wars lore videos. Thanks so much for watching. Cheers guys.